All right, you come to this place, it's a tough place to come win. Just really proud of our guys, proud of them from the beginning of the week till now. It'd be very easy to just kind of succumb to some of the aspects of this league when things aren't going your way. And this team just does not do that. We're 2-0 in the NFC North and just earned a very hard-fought, total team win with doing a lot of the things that we thought that it would take to win the game from a standpoint of things that we talked about all week. And was not perfect. There's a lot of things we can clean up, and simple execution here or there might allowed us to win this game without needing to kind of close it out at the end. But always feels like games are close versus this team for the better part of these football games, and got a lot of respect for them, a lot of respect for their players and their coaching staff. So we know that it's going to be a 60-minute battle, and we were able to make a play there at the end to not give them the ball back one last time. But a lot of guys I could highlight individually, but really just the nature of this team win, the nature of blocking a field goal to essentially win the turnover battle on the day, winning the rushing battle against a very physical team on both sides of the ball, and then finding a way to put the ball in the end zone enough when we got down there, was a big thing. Would have loved to punch it in there late when we got down there real tight, but they made a stop there, and we were able to still get the 3 to make it a 10-point game. Aaron Jones came out of the game there, evaluated for, I believe, a shoulder and a toe. We'll see where he's at. Hope to get some good news on Aaron, but thought it was a big thing to have him back on the field with us. And in regards to our young quarterback, I mean, there's we saw a lot of the things that he's capable of doing, and we saw some things that as his he continues his ascension and his growth, he will only get better and better. But there's 2-0 on the road in the NFC North with him making some critical plays for us to win the game, and we'll all keep improving. Starts with me. We got to go right back to work and host a really good team next week at US Bank Stadium. But really proud of our team. Can't say enough about them, the leadership, our captains, the vibe of the team under difficult circumstances to come on the road and get a win. And now we will move on to the next.
Kevin, what do you think allowed JJ to get off to a quick start there and get it going?
Yeah, we tried to have a plan that we tried to get him into a rhythm. I thought, he was really decisive. He made some nice throws early in the game. I thought the throw to J.A. On third down when they were doubling Jefferson was off some pocket movement, kind of kept his base and gave J.A. a chance to make that play. I'm sure there's plenty more, but just the feel of him playing quarterback mixed with his athleticism, protected himself a couple times when he did, steal us some yardage, got us in the end zone again on a critical 3rd and goal from, I believe, the 9. And then, just his presence. He's a young player in a heck of an environment today. Really, he's had 3 starts, 2 of which in very difficult road environments, and his poise, him running the show, I thought was matched by him making some big-time throws. And there's always going to be some things that we can go back and correct. But really proud of the way he competed and battled today. And then, the last throw to Jalen Naylor, we were in a similar situation against them a year ago at home, the first time we played them, and we were able to make the play. And Speedy made an unbelievable catch there, it looks like, in a one-on-one situation, and JJ made one of the best throws of the day when we absolutely needed it.
On that play, you said, as you mentioned last year's game, there's been some other games where you must have third down and thrown instead of kind of run.
Yeah.
What in this particular situation made you trust JJ in that situation?
Yeah, I think it's just total team trust. Total team trust. If we're going to try to end the game if we can. If we feel like there's a play there to go try to do that. And I think just the execution level of our guys when we absolutely absolutely needed it, was critical. And my confidence level, regardless of the circumstances of the season, I boil it down to one opportunity, and that game is 60 minutes. And I tell our guys all the time, from the first play to the last, we just need to have the competitive stamina to continue to hold up and do the things required to beat good football teams. And this is certainly one of them here in Detroit, and we know we'll see him again at our place late in the year.
Attacking single coverage the way he did, what led to his decisiveness to get to those spots and see the opportunities, a couple of tight throws there?
Yeah, I think I think what it was is we saw Justin Jefferson warrants a lot of attention, and depending on the down and distance, depending on the situation, I thought they called a good game to try to limit his impact. That's where you'd love to get a little bit more catch and run on some of those plays when he does win and get open, specifically on the early downs. But whether it's the Naylor play at the end, Addison's early third down catch, some other ones that JJ was able to make to move the football and give us that new set of downs, give us that chance to reestablish the run game, and just do things that finding the coverage, finding the open guy, finding the void and vacancy. I thought he had a nice zone snap. When Justin was in the backfield, he progressed and found Jordan Addison, ran a great route over the top of that. There was just examples of it. We didn't have a ton of plays. What did we end up with? I think 59 plays. You'd love to get that number a little higher, and I think with a little cleaner execution, we could get there. But between the blocked field goal and the Harrison Smith fumble recovery, what I loved was the complementary nature of that. That shows you got a totally connected team to make that play and then find a way to get points for sure off those drives, including obviously JJ's touchdown run on a pretty weighty 3rd and 9 there.
On third down, in the fourth quarter on the goal line, right before you kick a field goal, and JJ rolls out. What's the play there?
Yeah, T.J. Hawkinson's getting out on a route. We're trying to. We ran a similar concept on the early first down play. Tried to be physical, and they made a stop. Actually, I think lost a half yard on that play, and then got one-on-one coverage for Justin on the second down play, and I thought they just made a play. Tough cover out there, kind of on an island. And they made a play. And then on third down, just seeing if we can give JJ that run pass option, kind of a traditional, heavy grouping goal line type of play, and wanted to make sure we ensured the field goal at that point, but still be aggressive to the point. If it was a little tighter, maybe you can get a run off, but they're selling out to stop the run, and they were able to cover TJ and really kind of looked like he got held up trying to get out of there. It's really a one-man show with full sell there. But yeah, would love to score a touchdown there and really put the game away.
JJ looked like he was very decisive and confident.
Yep.
First quarter, was that a point of emphasis, getting off to a fast start or giving him easy plays?
Yeah, I mean, nothing's easy in the NFL, so even plays where, he looked decisive, that's just him playing the position and finding completions. Like I said, I thought that early Jordan Addison conversion was a big-time play on a third down. And then just as the game went on, you feel a little bit of the normal kind of ebbs and flows of a game where I think he will continue to learn to just stay totally, present and level in each moment and just continue to work and make up for a lot of lost time in these situations to be able to just consistently do his job with technique, fundamentals, how accurate can we be when guys get on edges versus man coverage, how decisive can we be, check the ball down. I remember early on in the game to Aaron Jones on a play where we got zone coverage and just production can look a lot of different ways from the quarterback position, and it's not always the exciting plays here and there, but those will come up from time to time, but you just can't make it one when it doesn't present itself that way, and that's playing quarterback. And I think just his overall demeanor is such a positive throughout the game. He just seems to, if anything, sometimes, he gets really excited. He's competitive. This guy's a winner, and he's now twice this year really found ways to win, under some unique circumstances on the road in the NFC North. This is a tough place to come play.
Justin said that a bunch of the captains talked last night to the team. What did you take out of that, and what did you think of?
Yeah, I had met with a lot of those guys early on in the week, and my meeting on Monday, was hopeful. I was hopeful to set the tone for the week, and it was a long meeting, and I told them at the end of that meeting, this might be the last time you guys hear from me. I lied because I did start the meeting last night, but the captains were very adamant. They just wanted to make sure that everybody heard all 8 of them individually stand up and deliver messages of encouragement of what we've built here, the things that matter from a standpoint of what's in that locker room culturally, and ultimately, just find a way to have the performance needed, whatever that was today, sticking to the principles that we thought were important to win the game, but then collectively doing a lot of things out there at a high level for the guy next to you. It's cliche, but when players deliver that message, some cases emotionally, some cases with some fiery context to it, there was a lot of folks that wanted to play the game last night. We just had to wait until 1 o'clock today.
Defensively, what were you able to do to have Goff and Gibbs, off of what they've been doing most of this year?
Yeah, I thought the line of scrimmage was big. Our defensive line, our edge players, having Andrew Van Ginkel back, the physicality that they played with up front allowed guys like Cashman and EB to, go make a lot of tackles, make a lot of plays. I thought there was knockback. Wasn't always, Flo did a really good job mixing it up, but it wasn't always scheme. It was a lot of guys defeating blocks, getting knocked back, trying to stop the run early. And then I thought we did a good job. And I know they, as the game went on, they had some tough injuries that we've experienced kind of all season long of just having to kind of figure it out with some guys down the line on the O-line. But I thought the pressure, I thought we moved Jared off the spot a little bit. He's as good as anybody in the National Football League if he can stay clean all day long, and I thought we were able to move him off the spot and affect some plays. Even when they made some plays, it was, we tried to make it hard on them. And then, they're going to keep competing. They're going to make some plays. They got some really good players over there, and it just felt like our guys just kept playing and continuing to just press onward and find a way to win the game.
You see how good Jared had been against the Blitz, but you still have that in the game plan?
Yeah, it was just a mixture. It was a mixture. It was a lot of showing pressure and kind of varying up the looks from there, showing man-to-man and playing some other things out of it. And I just thought the plan on both sides that the coaching staff put together was the right plan to win this game. They're each their own, and we're going to have to do the same thing next week and on from there. And we've certainly got a lot to build on, a lot of things we can clean up to play even tighter and play even more consistent as a football team, but still complementary when we need to respond to the adversity slipping here and there or activating the momentum changing. It's all part of football. I mean, we talk about a lot of things sometimes, and rightly so. And that locker room, is I absolutely love these players. I love this team. I love our coaching staff. And weeks like this where, in many cases it can go one way or the other. And there wasn't a moment all week, despite some of the things going on and some of the things that maybe were tempting to kind of hang that left, they stayed together all the way through and found a way to get us back to 500 and 2-0 in the division.
How much did special teams flip that momentum or help flip the momentum?
Yeah, I mean, Miles Price continues to show up. I thought he would have loved to get that. Would have loved to get that touchdown there. They got a holding call there, and we'll have to take a look at it, what we can coach better to clean up our technique, and because Miles is going to give us a chance. I mean, I think he had 164 return yards, which all those field position plays, all those times where we can flip the field. And then I thought, even though it wasn't, super exciting in the fantasy football world, I thought the field position, it just felt like outside of that one sequence where we were backed up and then gave them a short field, it felt like for the majority of the game we had the field position where we wanted to allow our defense to go out and get a stop or that turnover. That drive started backed up, got them into a 3rd and long, and we were able to kind of get the punch out there, something we work a lot at, and hopefully start seeing more and more of that show up on Sundays.
Thanks, everyone. McCarthy.
Thanks, guys.